3, Patrick Nielsen. On defense, number 4, Nick Woodruff. At midfield, number 5, Michael Pimlott. At midfield, number 8, Alex Sternberg.
And welcome everyone to the UM Soccer Stadium, where we have Michigan Wolverines and Michigan State Spartans playing tonight in a soccer match. The rain has stopped falling. It's a chilly Tuesday night here in Ann Arbor, and we have Michigan and Michigan State in what is a rivalry match tonight. I'm Jared Greenspan along with Amir Betkis. And Amir, what are we looking for tonight between these two teams?
We're looking at a battle for the Big Bear Trophy tonight here in Ann Arbor. It's a in-state rivalry game, so all bets are off. Anything can happen in these type of games.
And for Michigan, they're coming off what was a disappointing 1-1 double overtime draw to Wisconsin on Thursday night. What can they do tonight, really, Amir, to get this offense going?
Well, from the games that I've been at here, watching Michigan, they're more of a second half team. I think the biggest key to this game is coming out early, strong, kind of getting the Spartans on their heels, because the Spartans have had a disappointing year this year with injuries that resemble their 3-9-3 record here this year, and then 3-2-1 in the Big Ten. So coming off ready to play is the key for the Wolverines tonight.
Certainly, and interestingly enough, Michigan, while with a record of 7-4-4 to the Spartans 3-9-3, is actually 1 point behind Michigan State in the conference standings, with the Spartans having 10 points to the Wolverines 9. Tonight, most notably for Michigan, there is a change in goal. Senior goalkeeper Andrew Verdi injured himself early in the first overtime period in that Thursday match against Wisconsin, and so playing tonight for what will be his first collegiate start is number 22, Owen Finnerty, a freshman from Wallet Lake, Michigan. Finnerty's collegiate debut lasted 14 minutes. Wisconsin did not manage a shot against him on Thursday. Certainly Finnerty's got to be jittery back there for Michigan.
Yeah, your first collegiate start against your in-state rivals, Michigan State, is a big task tonight. Not having Verdi in goal, we'll see how it affects the Wolverines, because he's had a pretty good year this year in the goal for the Wolverines.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that all those who are able, please rise, remove your hats, face the flag. Active duty and veterans can leave their hats on while rendering the military salute, and join us in honoring America and those who protect it with the singing of our national anthem, performed this evening by Eric Closter.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
With that beautiful rendition of the national anthem, we're about ready to segue into gameplay here. The two teams exchanging high fives with the referees and themselves before the match kicks off. The Wolverines are wearing their maize tops. The Spartans decked out in all white tonight, and we were talking before the anthem break about Owen Finnerty, the freshman out of Wallet Lake, Michigan, who will be receiving his first collegiate start in goal tonight. Certainly to help him out, the onus falls on the defense, which has played so well this year. Specifically, you have Abdou Samake, Joel Harrison, and Jackson Reagan back there, who will look to help out their keeper.
Yeah, and looking at the Spartans' perspective tonight, two players to watch specifically are going to be Connor George, the freshman forward, along with junior midfielder Michael Miller, who both earned 3 points against Ohio State on the 19th. So those two are going to be interesting to watch tonight as they take on the Wolverines.
And Hunter Morse is in goal for the Spartans. Morse, a redshirt sophomore out of Belleville, Michigan. So it's Morse, and then for Michigan, Finnerty, two rather inexperienced goalkeepers. The Wolverines taking their formation now. The Spartans in their huddle. Quickly run through the starters here for Michigan. Joel Harrison, Abdu Samake, and Jackson Reagan out in defense. Austin Schweik, Carlos Tellez, Derek Broche, and Mark Ibarra man the midfield. Up at top, it's Umar Farouk Usman, Jack Hallahan, and Nebosha Popovich, who will look to anchor the Michigan attack. We're just waiting on the Spartans now as the Wolverines seem ready.
Yeah, the one thing that the Wolverines also have going for them is the grad transfer, Nebosha Popovich. He has 8 goals this year for the Wolverines, and bringing in that experience tonight into a rivalry game will be key for those young, inexperienced players tonight.
And there are just 2 regular season games left for Michigan. You've got this one against the Spartans, and then Sunday they are in Maryland. So their last home game tonight, Michigan State will start with the ball in the center circle. It'll be Michael Pimlott, the midfielder, and he kicks it back, and we are underway from Ann Arbor. Michigan and Michigan State, the soccer. The long pass is booted out, and we have action early. Bodies fly to the ground. That was Olu Ogunwale for Michigan State, knocked to the turf by Umar Farouk Osman for Michigan, and it's a free kick early for Michigan State. Michael Miller on to take it for the Spartans along the right flank.
Yeah, that didn't take too long for the first foul of the game.
Certainly an aggressive game likely to follow. It's Miller who is going to take the kick. The ref just walks over to the ball and making sure that Usman is within the certain distance away. So Michigan trying to get a quick tactical advantage early. The referee not having any of that. The Spartans lined up along the left side with a cluster of Wolverine defenders mixed in. It's Miller for the kick. And the ref whistles, and here we go. Miller lofts it towards the box. Over there, it's a header by Michigan State, and then cleared out by the Wolverines. The ball trickles along the left side where Jack Hallahan gets it, and now he moves up the right side. A beautiful pass, and streaking is Broche, and he's knocked to the ground by Michigan State defender. That's Ogunwale, and it's cleared for Nick Stone from Michigan State, who boots it up the right side. Headed out there by Jackson Reagan, trickles back toward Abdu Samake, who turns it over. Miller comes away with it for the Spartans. Back to Ogunwale on the right side, and he'll pass it back to his defense in the right back. And it's a kick all the way back to Hunter Morse in goal. The Spartans switching the fields here. Coming off the left side now, it's Stone. Stone pressured by Broche for Michigan. Works around Hallahan as well, and then kicks it out of bounds. So it'll be a Michigan throw-in.
Yeah, Michigan State looking to possess the ball by using both sides of the field. Currently kind of getting Michigan to open up, get those wingers open.
Harrison bounces a throw into Broche along the right side. Some fancy footwork, has some running room, still going, and then intercepted nicely by Michigan State. But Hallahan's there the ball for Michigan, and then the Spartans get it back, and it's going to trickle out of bounds, it seems. Going there for the Spartans was Alex Schredenberg, and it looks to be a Michigan State throw-in here.
Yep, 42-46 left in the first half. Still 0-0 here in Ann Arbor.
A packed crowd on hand here as the throw-in for Michigan State comes in. Beck's got it for the Spartans. Now he'll give to Nielsen. Nielsen rotates field to Nick Woodruff along the right side. Boots it up. Jackson Reagan with the header. Comes back to Michigan State. And clearing it away is Samake for Michigan. Headed by Michigan State. Now in the middle of the field. Taya is after it. A boot too far for Stone. And launching it up the right side is Joel Harrison. Intercepted by Nick Stone for Michigan State. Each team just looking to control some possession here. Now on the right flank is Woodruff. Gives back to Nielsen in the middle of the field. Stone now on the left flank for the Spartans. Pressured by Hallahan. A lofting ball toward the middle of the field. Headed away nicely by Samake. Intercepting the header is Beck, where it trickles to Reagan, and Reagan throws it away. And again, thank you for joining us on 88.3 WCBN FN Ann Arbor for tonight's broadcast of Michigan State Soccer. It's an interception for Nebosha Popovich. And tripped up there is Mark Ibarra for Michigan, and we have a first foul on the play on the Spartans.
Yeah, in these early 4 minutes, it kind of looks like we're looking to get the ball out wide and then looking for that cross into the final third to get a quick goal for both teams. Not too much possession in the midfield right now going on.
That was Michael Miller tripped up for Michigan State, or tripping up the Michigan player for Michigan State. Up the left sideline is Austin Swike. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll be another Michigan throw-in, and Swike will take it. In front of a packed house here at the UM Soccer Stadium. Swike with the deep throw-in toward the box, looking for someone, and it's knocked away nicely by Michigan State. Now Michigan's got it, but it's a turnover. Was looking for Hallahan, a deep boot downfield, and away with it for Michigan State is Mutatu. He's got one-on-one with Samake along the left side. Samake, and it's near shot there. Nearly went in the goal along that right post. Samake did a nice job defending it. It was Mutatu from Michigan State using his left foot. Just went wide. And it's the first flurry of action down in Owen Finnerty's net tonight. So crisis averted there for Michigan. The Wolverines will play it slowly now. Mark Ibarra to Samake along the right side. Passes right back to Ibarra. Little pressure here by the Spartans. Ibarra on the left side now. Jackson Reagan right back to him. And they'll switch the field with a pass to Joel Harrison. Doing the pressure for Michigan State is Mutatu. Samake's got on the right side. The Wolverines content to just keep possession for now. Advancing it towards the edge of the center circle is Ibarra. Now lofts it downfield for Hallahan along the right side, and he finds him. Hallahan going at the Michigan State defense. Launches it to the box, but it's knocked away. A good sliding stop there by Nielsen for the Spartans. Another Michigan State player goes down. Michigan knocks the ball out on the right side. Samake kicks it out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Schredenberg for the Spartans.
That looked like a promising attack for the Wolverines with the cross into the box. Just the Spartan defense was right there.
Each team has had a chance early. It's Nielsen who moves left to right for Michigan State. Give to Woodruff along that far flank. Woodruff bombs it too far, and coming out to chase it out of bounds is Owen Finnerty. And again, if you're just joining us, this is Owen Finnerty's first collegiate start. The freshman getting the start today with senior goalkeeper Andrew Verdi out due to an injury suffered in last Thursday's match against Wisconsin. So it's Finnerty in goal today for the Wolverines. Ibarra has the ball now for Michigan. Moves towards the center circle. Gives to Samake on the right side. Samake tugging the line with a pass to Harrison. Now back to Samake. Harrison works that side. Spartans laying off a bit on the pressure. The pass intercepted, but there to get it is Hallahan. Tips it up on the right side, and here goes Tellez. Carlos Tellez into the box. Falls down as a cross. It's a weak cross, but the Spartan clear out goes right back to Joel Harrison on the right side. Harrison. Right to the right line is Tellez. Now back to Hallahan. Hallahan looking to do something here for Michigan. Gives to Tellez. Tellez sidesteps the defender, and it's a foul. That's going to be on Alex Schredenberg from Michigan State, number 8. Just got a little too much of the feet of Carlos Tellez, and looks to be Jack Hallahan who will take this free kick for Michigan on the right side of the field.
Yeah, 30 yards out from the goal. Look for this ball to go into the right about the PK spot, and hopefully a Wolverine getting ahead on it.
Connor George and Farai Mutatu making a wall for the Spartans. The rest of the players clustered around the left side. About 5 Michigan players to 7 Spartan defenders. Hallahan, the lefty, looking to use his left foot here. The refs instructs the players in the walls to stay put. In goal for Michigan State is Hunter Morse. He nears that far post. Hallahan unleashes the kick with his left foot, and it's headed away in the box. An aggressive play by Woodruff for Michigan State. The ball trickles out for the Spartans, and running away with it is Connor George, but there is Austin Swike to tap it back to his goalkeeper, averting a potential counter-attack for the Spartans.
Yeah, not the best cross in there by the Wolverines, not what they expected.
Jackson Reagan looking to start anew for Michigan. Up the left side, it's Usman. Keeps the pass on the ground to Popovich, who comes to the ball, now works back toward midfield. Ibarra passes it back for Jackson Reagan. Now on the far left side, it's Austin Swike. Swike trying to find Broche, but it's sealed off nicely by Woodruff for Michigan State near that far left corner. Woodruff taps it out of bounds, and it'll be a Wolverine throw, and Swike heading to take it.
Yep, we got 36:40 left here in the first half. Still 0-0 here in Ann Arbor.
No, one shot for the Spartans. Michigan looking for their first still. It's Swike with the deep throw in toward the box, headed up and out of bounds along the baseline. It'll be a corner kick. Not what Ogunwale wanted there for Michigan State, and now Michigan with a real chance here to try and capitalize upon.
Yeah, an early goal right now would be great for the Wolverines, just setting the momentum, because it's been going back and forth and nobody's really set the tone yet in this game.
Mark Ibarra heading to take the corner kick, unleashes it with his right foot. It comes soaring toward the back of the net, trying to get a head on it, but he can't. Now the shot, and we've got a goal for Michigan. It trickles in toward the back side of the net. It's unclear who got a foot on it. It was rattling around in there, being mobbed by his teammates, and it might be Nebojša Popović. And it looks like it is Popović who got his foot on it. That ball was back on the far post after the corner came in by Ibarra. And it looked to be Derek Broch who had the first attempt, and then Popović is there for Michigan to tap it in.
9 minutes into the game, and Nebojša Popović gets his 9th goal of the year.
Popović, just right place, right time, seemed to kick it off a Spartan defender that was on the line, and then perhaps it ricocheted off another Michigan player. And the goal will indeed be credited to Popović, and that's just what the doctor ordered for a Michigan team that's been struggling offensively. How about that? A goal in the 10th minute. Usman looking to keep the attack going for Michigan. Up the left side now, it's Broch. A give and go with Schweik into the box, and it's knocked away by Nick Stoll. Right back out to Ibarra on the left side, who plays it off his chest nicely to Schweik. Back to Usman, to Ibarra, to Usman. A bit of a two-man game here. Ibarra knocks it back to the left back. Jackson Reagan plays it. Thinking about crossing fields, gives to Usman instead. A pass along the ground to Broch, and he couldn't get his feet on it. And then the Spartans immediately turn it back over to Michigan. Usman working that left sideline, gets around the defenders. A nice ball up here along the left side, and Broch is taken down. Not sure if this will be out of bounds or a penalty. The way Nick Woodruff is reacting for Michigan State, it might be a foul.
Yeah, it looks like a free kick, and some extracurricular activities earned him that yellow card.
Indeed, a yellow card is called. That'll be on Nick Woodruff. Woodruff was all up in the face of the referee.
That's the 4th foul here on the Spartans. Only 10 minutes into the game, getting really physical out there.
And Michigan State already down a goal. It was Nebojša Popović, the graduate transfer forward, who cashed in off a corner kick. Michigan's first real opportunity of the game, they were able to convert. And that's got to be a great feeling for these Wolverines.
Yeah, the next couple of minutes are going to be crucial for deciding this game, if the Wolverines can go up 2-0 or if the Spartans can get one back.
The free kick is to be taken by Mark Ibarra. It comes into the box. It's a little too far, and it'll soar out of bounds over the head of Joel Harrison. There for Michigan State was Jack Beck along that back post. And so it'll be a goal kick for Hunter Morse and the Spartans. And for Morse, his confidence has to be diminished a little bit after allowing that goal. That ball sort of pinballed in the box, and there was very little he could do with all the players clustered around. Let's see if the Spartans can get one back for him. And a whistle and a foul here. That's going to be on Fari Mutatu. A bit of extracurriculars after the play as well. Connor George getting involved with Abdou Samake. So certainly no love lost between these two sides in the rivalry game between Michigan and Michigan State. Up the right sideline, streaking is Joel Harrison. Plays it in nicely to Derek Broch. Broch back to Tellez, now Ibarra. Play it back toward the center circle for Jackson Reagan. Reagan to Popović, comes toward the ball on the left side. Loses it momentarily, then works around the defender. Launches it on the right side, a nice cross to Hallahan. Hallahan works inside with the left foot. A cutting shot, and it's going to be saved along the far right post by Morse.
Great idea there by Hallahan, just nobody there to finish it.
Might have been more of a cross than a shot. No one there, as Amir said. This Michigan offense looks much more confident, and the team in general. Things are really clicking for them early, especially after seeing that ball roll through the net for the goal.
Yeah, credit to them and Coach Shaka Daly for not being a second-half team and getting an early goal here in Ann Arbor.
Michigan State looks to play an attack here. Miller up the right side for the Spartans. Along that line, Michigan State works it, trying to spin around Austin Schweik is Olu Ogunwale. It's knocked away nicely by Schweik, and it'll be a Spartan throw-in.
32:56 left here in the first half as the Wolverines are up 1-0 against Michigan State Spartans.
Mutatu works the right side on Schweik, gets a cross in, but no one is there. Trying to knock it away is Harrison, but it goes right back to the Spartans. Miller plays it nicely along the left side. Now a cross comes in, knocked away by Ibarra to Hallahan, who runs up the right side. Chased nicely by Schettenberg for Michigan State. Hallahan works inside. Now gives back to Ibarra, and the Wolverines will play it safe. Harrison back to Samaku. Ibarra switches fields to Schweik. Usman's there as well. It's Schweik who has the ball for now. A through ball, and it's just too far, looking for Derek Broch. A nice job cutting it off. Nick Woodruff there again for the Spartans. Michigan State controls. Nielsen launches it towards Connor George. A sliding tackle, but missing the ball is Harrison. Coming away with it is Mutatu up the right side, pressured by Schweik. Mutatu pulls things back, waits for his teammates to join him. Now gives to Miller. Miller on the right side. A give and go with Mutatu. Mutatu across, and it's deflected. And then Schweik is able to finish things off by clearing it out, but Ogunwalo heads it right back in. This time there is Jackson Reagan for Michigan. And now Popovich has a break along the left side. Right on top of him is Nielsen. The Michigan fans wanting a foul call. The play's getting physical, and they get one, but it's called on Michigan. So Michigan State, the beneficiary of the physical play there.
Yeah, right in front of the student section. Emotions got to be running high right there.
Again, a good crowd on hand for tonight's match in both the section right in front of us and the student section on the far side of the field. Ogunwale will take the kick from Michigan State. It's 1-0 Michigan if you're just joining us. Nebojsa Popovich scoring a goal off a corner in a congested box. Popovich was in the right place at the right time, and that's how the Wolverines are in front tonight. The pass by Schwettenberg. And now inside go the Spartans. Connor George plays it back out Schwettenberg along the left side. A weak cross comes in, and Samake is able to knock it away with his right foot. Sending it out to midfield. It's headed by Stoll. Hallahan now for Michigan. Now Broch, and intercepted nicely by Stone. And it'll be a Michigan throw-in as the ball trickled out of bounds as Stone was trying to play it back for his keeper, Morse.
This seems to be a little bit of a different Wolverine team since they faced Western earlier in the year.
Wolverines certainly playing much confident, and it certainly doesn't hurt that they have a goal to their backing already. Michigan, the throw-in up the right side. Looking for someone is Joel Harrison. Harrison launches it into Popovich. Plays it right to Hallahan. Hallahan's got a bit of a break. He's taken down on a slide tackle. The ref says play on. Michigan State comes away from the pack with the ball. On the right side is Woodruff. Works around Usman. Gives a pass up the right side to Ogunwale. Sidesteps Schweik. Ogunwale, a low-lying ball. He's got a man in the middle of the field. That's Connor George. Connor George, and it's knocked away nicely by Abu Somake. How about that? And then plays it back to his goalie, who pumps it away far downfield, away from his end of the net. A nice play there by the Michigan defense.
Yeah, defense looks to be solid tonight here for the Wolverines.
And that's what we said they need in the opening to back their freshman goalkeeper, Owen Finnerty, making his first career start in place of injured goalkeeper Andrew Verdi. And they have stepped up tonight. Ibarra launches it downfield for Broch along the left side. He chases it, but it's too far and it heads towards the stands, so it'll be a Spartan throw-in along that right side. Ogunwale's got it for Michigan State, bouncing the ball, now looking for a teammate. Launches it downfield. He's got Mutatu, plays it off his chest. Right on top of him is Schweik. Mutatu gets the ball off his feet and then launched downfield but out of bounds. So Michigan throw-in. The defense really swarming there.
Yeah, the Spartans are trying not to give up another goal here with 28:53 left in the first half.
Schweik throws it in, no one there. It's headed by Michigan State. Now Michigan's got it back after a header by Tellez gives to Broch. Schweik knocked to the ground. A clean play, though, ruled by the referee, and Michigan State's got an advantage on the right side. Here goes Mutatu, crosses it nicely into the middle of the field. Now back to the left side, it's Schrettenberg. He's going for the Spartans. The Michigan defense gets back now. Schrettenberg toward the middle of the field. Working on it is Miller. Reagan playing physically with him. Ogunwale gives it back, and it's a lazy pass intercepted by Schweik for Michigan. Now here goes Popovich. Plays the ball along the left side. That's Usman. Usman back to Ibarra, and Ibarra will slow things down. Gives it back to Reagan. Now Usman along the left side. Ibarra in the middle. Good passing around here by the Wolverines. Again, they're up 1-0. They don't need to push here. Keeping possession. Switching fields now on the right side. That's Harrison. Harrison's got it. Plays a nice through ball up to Tellez. Hallahan along the right side. He's knocked to the ground. It's a play on. He feeds Tellez. Tellez, a weak cross comes in, and it goes into the netting on the near side.
Yeah, the game, since the first goal, the game's kind of been slowing down right here as the Wolverines are possessing the ball and the Spartans are just looking to get that tying goal right now.
Michigan really dominating in all facets of the game right now. Their midfield helping control possession and their defense really keeping the ball away. All the players seemingly clustered along the right side now. Makes for a bit of an odd picture with the left side wide open. The goal kick rattles around, headed by Samake. Connor George goes for the header for Michigan State. The ball hits the ground. Mutatu's got it for the Spartans. He gets around Samake. And then the ball's knocked away by Jackson Reagan. Michigan State settles near midfield. Beck tries a cross for his teammate. It trickles through to Ogunwale on the right side. Nice vision. Ogunwale overruns it and then is able to recover and keep it in bounds. The pass comes in. Michigan State knocks it inside to Mutatu. He falls to the ground, complaining, but not enough contact there. Jackson Reagan was on top of him. And the ball is picked up finally along the left side by Finnerty in goal.
Yeah, the Spartans are doing good on creating chances, just not really finishing it right now or testing the freshman keeper.
Samake gives in to Ibarra, switches fields to the left side. Jackson Reagan, a strong kick on the ground to Usman, navigating that left sideline right at midfield. Schweik for Michigan, not much there, so the Wolverines will put it back to the middle. A Go Green, Go White chant echoing here. Fans from both sides representing their teams and schools tonight. It's Michigan with the lead, 1-0 here. Almost 19 minutes gone by. Up the left sideline, Austin Schweik plays it into Broche nicely. Here goes Usman along the left side, across, and it's defended and tapped away by Stone and then ultimately cleared out by Woodruff. A nice idea by Usman on the low line cross.
Yeah, we got a good crowd tonight here for both the Spartans and the Wolverines as the Big Bear Trophy is on the line tonight.
Michigan's had a few opportunities tonight on the crosses. Haven't been the best of crosses. The goal they were able to convert on was a corner, of course. The throw-in comes in. It's headed out, now back toward the middle, and knocked away by Michael Pimlott for Michigan State, out of bounds into that rowdy student section. It'll be a Michigan throw. Schweik to take it along the left flank. Schweik has it for Michigan. Dumps it into Usman. Usman plays it off his chest, pushed from behind a bit, and the ball trickles away to Ibarra. Plays along the left sideline to Jackson Reagan. Reagan switches fields, lofts it to Harrison, who backpedals and then fields it off 2 bounces, corralling it with his right foot. Gives back to Samake. No urgency at all for Michigan. Playing it easy. Reagan gives to Schweik along the left flank. Runs up for Michigan, looking to try and create something here. They feed it into Popovich, who's got the goal tonight. Popovich bounces the ball to Hallahan along the right side. Hallison's got one-on-one with a Spartan defender. He goes right at him, cuts in, then cuts out, and winning the battle is Schredenberg for Michigan State. And then knocking it out of bounds for Michigan is Derek Broche, and so it'll be a throw-in for the Spartans here.
Yeah, the Spartans have played a pretty good game so far. Just an unlucky goal there that was bouncing around in the 6-yard box.
The throw goes off the feet of Harrison for Michigan, so we'll do this again just a little further up the left sideline for Michigan State. Throwing it in, Schwedenberg bounces into Mutatu, plays it nicely off his chest, shielding off the defender. Gives it in the middle to Miller. Miller crosses it right side to Ogunwale, pressured by Usman, and Ogunwale will tap it back out to his defense. Woodruff looking what to do for Michigan State, feeds it in the middle to Beck, who puts it back towards it. Nielsen in the center back. Stone now along the left side. The Michigan defense permitting no openings along the right flank. The ball winds itself back to Woodruff. And the Spartans just keep moving backwards here. They can't get anything going. Ogunwale now sidesteps Schweik, and he's working along the right side. Finally a run, but cut off beautifully by Carlos Tejas, who came from his center back to position. The throw-in comes in quickly, though, perhaps catching Michigan off guard. It's Mutatu who's got it, trickles a ball in, but Ibarra uses his left foot to knock it out of bounds for a Michigan State throw.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult when you have 11 guys behind the ball just chasing you right away.
Michigan State plays it in quickly again. The cross comes in, and it's headed out nicely by Samake. Popovich trying to battle for it. Ball comes away to Tejas, feeds it up to Broche, and Broche plays it in front of him, but Stone is able to wall it off for the Spartan defense. Usman plays the ball on the left side, and a turnover for Michigan, but then Michigan State gives it right back to Mark Ibarra. Jackson Reagan switches fields to Jack Hallahan, who comes inside to get it. Hallahan now works outside, passes it inside. A beautiful pass for Carlos Tejas. Tejas, swarmed by state defenders. Back to Hallahan. Across on the left side. Usman retrieves it off a couple of bounces. Goes right at Ogunwale. A few scissor kicks. Gives back to Hallahan. Hallahan thinking about letting one loose. Lobs it in, and the header just over the goal there by Derek Broche. He wanted that one. He was all alone. Just put a little too much on that header, and it goes over the net.
Yeah, Jack Hallahan's been all over the place tonight in this game, really creating opportunities for the Wolverines. Just a great cross from the top of the 18, just a little bit over on that header.
And that was perhaps as good of an opportunity we've seen Michigan have all night. A beautiful cross in by Hallahan, just over the head of Stone, the defender by Michigan State. And you'll ask Broche after the game, and he'll tell you he'll want that one back. So we're in the 23rd minute now as the goal kick comes in, and Jackson Reagan aggressively comes in to head the ball, and he's going to get a yellow card here. Lying down on the ground is Connor George for Michigan State, just now getting up. Reagan demonstratively disagreeing with the call, and the referee is having none of the complaints tonight. That's very clear.
Yeah, it was a hard foul coming in from behind, and it looked like he kind of got him a little bit on the head, and the referee, player safety right there, just issuing a yellow right on the spot.
We've got 4 fouls on the Spartans, 3 on the Wolverines, and a yellow card on each side tonight. Certainly each team amped up in this rivalry game. On the left side, it's Stone who has it for Michigan State, plays it in. Now back out to Stone, receiving the pass from Beck. Stone works around Hallahan, launches it in toward the teeth of Michigan defense, and Jackson Reagan deflects it away harmlessly. Michigan corrals possession. Swipe on the left side. The Wolverines work it around in their defense. Reagan now up the left side. Swipe gets it back. Back to Jackson Reagan. Abdou Samake now for Michigan. The Wolverines, a very slow tempo in the defense, but they can accelerate quickly, and they're doing that right now. Harrison plays a beautiful ball up the right side, but dropped too far for Hallahan, and it rolls out of bounds. A good idea, good communication there, but just too much on the pass.
Yeah, that first goal by Nebojsa Popovich really helped settle in this team. The Wolverines kind of settling in, because they've had that issue where the first half, they're up and down, not really physical at all, looking to score, but that first goal by Nebojsa Popovich really set the tone for the Wolverines, and they're trying to get another one here going into half with 20 minutes left in the game.
Morse lining up along the left side of the box for his goal kick. Players again clustered right on midfield and near us on the right flank. The header is headed out of bounds. Who got a head on it last, and it'll be Schwedenberg from Michigan State, meaning a Michigan throw-in. Harrison's there on the right side for the Wolverines. Looking for someone. He throws it downfield, shielding off the defender, and receiving it is Broche. Taps it to Tejas. Tejas works the right side. Plays it nicely with his right foot. He's got 2 defenders on him. Passes it back out to Hallahan. Hallahan moves inside, and Schwedenberg knocks it away. Stellar play there. Michigan State then, a ball deep downfield. Chasing it is Utatu for Michigan State, but turning around and playing the ball beautifully is Jackson Reagan, and he'll trickle it out into the Michigan defense, where Schweik will boot it away out the right side, looking for Hallahan, but Schwedenberg is there to knock it away again. Toward the middle of the field now for Miller, taps it back out. Nielsen switching fields along the left side. Stone's got it. Stone plays it in, and now Schwedenberg. Pass deflected, but it still winds up in Connor George. Connor George plays it back to Schwedenberg along the left side. The Wolverine defense all over there, and it's Joel Harrison who comes away with it. Gives it to Hallahan. Michigan looking for a counterattack here. Hallahan knocked to the ground, and it's going to be a foul on Jack Beck. Perhaps the least physical foul we've seen called tonight, but a foul nonetheless.
Yeah, for sure, right there. Just a foul, slowing the game down right now. Wolverines taking their time getting the ball, getting set up as we have 19-13 left in the first half as Michigan leads 1-0 over the Michigan State Spartans.
And Jack Hallahan's really stood out tonight from the broadcast booth up here. He's been all over the place.
Yeah, the senior last game against the Spartans wants to go out on a good note.
Certainly another senior. Samake's got the ball now for Michigan. Gives to Ibarra at the center circle. Now Popovich turns on the ball. Gives back to Ibarra. The Spartans really swarming Popovich. Sweep up the left side for Michigan. Getting into defense, a cross is deflected by Nielsen. Nielsen kicks it back out, but playing it right there is Ibarra. Gives back to Swipe. Swipe Gets it back after a pass by Tellez. Now up the left side, Reagan. He'll switch fields. Lofts it towards Harrison, who plays it off his right foot. Harrison gives it to Hallahan. Hallahan and Schwettenberg, the premier matchup tonight. The cross deflected nicely by Michigan State. And how about that? A nice action by Pimlott to come away with the ball here. Spartans, Schwettenberg gives it to Beck. Beck now to Stone. Stone will play it back to his keeper and Morse. Morse along the right side of the box. Plays it along the ground to Beck. Pressured by Popovich. He'll give right back to Nielsen. Nielsen with the left foot of drive deep downfield. Samake running stride for stride with Connor George. Samake turns to the inside, shielding off George, working with the ball, and gives to Spike along the left side. A nice play there by the defender.
Yeah, great job by the defense for Michigan tonight.
Swike and Usman, a bit of a two-man game. Now it's Broche, and it's a giveaway here. Ogunwale's got it. And Samake is able to knock the ball away. Swike, a drive with his left foot downfield just to clear. Nielsen's got it for the Spartans. Stone along the left side now, right at midfield. Knocks it out of bounds. Some miscommunication there. Perhaps was eyeing Schwettenberg. And we've got a substitution set to come in for Michigan.
Mohamed Zaki.
Mohamed Zaki will check in for Derek Broche.
Number 7, Derek Broche.
So Zaki enters the game. The throw-in, meanwhile, for Harrison along the right side. Bounces into Popovich, plays it off his chest nicely to Tellez. Tellez looks for Zaki. He's got an opening along the right side. And perhaps it's an offsides call here. And it looks to be just that.
Yeah, Mohamed coming in here with 10 seconds in, looking to get a quick goal right there, but just a little bit offsides.
That play developed pretty quickly, and Zaki looked like someone who came right off the bench. Just caught a bit off guard there.
The fresh legs.
Yeah. So the Spartans retain possession. Up the right side is Woodruff for Michigan State. Nothing doing, gives it back to Nielsen. Nielsen eyes switching fields, instead feeds it right back to Woodruff. And the Spartans having trouble at advancing the ball here. Nielsen to Woodruff, and he'll play it back to his goalie. So Michigan State, perhaps echoing Michigan, moving a bit slowly here. Morse launches the kick, headed nicely. And now having for Michigan State, up the left sideline is Pimlott. A nice give and go with Connor George. Pimlott has Tellez draped all over him. It's Miller who gives it to Ogunwale along the right flank. The Spartans unleashes a long cross in, but it's going to clear the left side and trickle all the way out of bounds for not even a goal kick. It'll be a throw-in, so too much on that cross by Ogunwale, but Michigan State just trying to be aggressive.
Yeah, the one thing they've been doing good is keeping those wingers open and looking to cross against the field.
Hallahan, a bit of a sloppy pass there. The ball finds itself to Jack Beck, who plays it back to the Spartan defense with Nielsen. Patrick Nielsen to Nick Stone. Stone toward the middle. Beck right back to Nielsen. Nielsen now on the right side. It's Woodruff. Woodruff to Ogunwale. The fans in some sort of dancing ritual now as the Woodruff has the ball. Back to the middle of the field. It's Nielsen. A lot of action passing-wise for these Spartan defenders. Michigan front doing a nice job pressuring. It's Zaki who chases down Woodruff now, forcing him to pass it all the way back to Morse in goal. The Spartans look to recalibrate. Morse up the left flank. Stone. He's going to fake a pass downfield and instead just give it back to his fellow center back. Nielsen bombs it away on the right side to Ogunwale. Plays it one time. Gives to Miller. Now right back on the right side for the Spartans, and bombing it away is Woodruff. Woodruff. Mutatu chasing it, and Mutatu's going to get to it in that right corner. Keeps it in bounds, hugging that sideline, working right at Jackson Reagan, gets inside into the box, unleashes a cross. Schwettenberg's got it now on the left side. Schwettenberg unleashes a shot, and it's wide on the near post. So the first real action we've seen in a while by down near Owen Finnerty's net.
Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. Jackson Reagan just fell asleep back there on the defensive end, and Michigan State almost snuck in a goal right there.
Luckily for Michigan, Mutatu's cross was a bit behind the streaking Schwettenberg, who was looking for something more near the goal. Schwettenberg had to go back to get it, and those few precious seconds enabled Michigan's defense enough time to recover. So it's Harrison who works his way up the right sideline now for Michigan, spinning around a defender, drawing a lot of contact. Pimlott draped all over him. Harrison plays on. Popovich has it now. Knocked away nicely by Michigan State. That's Miller. Miller trying to get the ball back. It's played too far in front of him, though, and it's Schweik who has it for Michigan, working his way up the left flank. Hugging that line is Usman. Usman works inside now, gives a pass inside, looking for Hallahan. It's deflected. Usman gets it back, and a good effort there by Nielsen for Michigan State to knock it out of bounds. It'll be a Wolverine throw-in.
Yeah, as we have 13:20 left here in the first half, the Wolverines are up 1-0 over the Spartans. You cannot let up right now if you're the Wolverines, because right there, that previous play, they almost let in a goal.
Going into halftime with the lead would be a huge confidence booster for Michigan, and on the flip side, the Spartans are going to do everything they can to A, keep this deficit at 1, or B, perhaps even tie this one up. On the right side now, it's Harrison. He's got it, given a lot of room to dribble the ball out. Feeds Hallahan up the right side. Hallahan looks to cut inside, does just that. Gives it to Ibarra, who presses up out of the defense. Ibarra launches inside to Hallahan, plays it off his chest. Schwedenberg battling with Tejas for the header, and it rolls out to Harrison. Harrison up to Ibarra, trying for a chipper, was looking for Popovich. The ball now mistimed on the jump. Michigan's got it back. Hallahan up the right side. Schwedenberg stifles him again. Hallahan still's got it. Harrison along the right flank, and knocked away by Schwedenberg. So he's proven to be a force, but Hallahan gets it right back for Michigan. The cross comes inside. Popovich, the header, goes back out. Zake, a low-lying shot, and we have an injury here on the header.
Yeah, it looks like they knocked each other in the head a little bit. Michigan State player down. I can't tell who is down right now.
We're just wondering why that header, the ball didn't go further. It just kind of looked to be a continuation of the cross, and we now see why, as the offender for Michigan, Nebojsa Popovich, and the Michigan State defender, who is down, which we're still looking to see who it is, they collided heads. So the teams will head back to their respective sides for a hopefully quick water break.
If you're in the Michigan huddle right now, I'm pretty sure Shaka Daly right now is saying, hey, we started out the game really good, really hot. We got that early goal. Don't let up, because these Spartans, they've had a pretty solid game so far. It's just they haven't been to capitalize on the end right there. They've been able to create the opportunity, but the Michigan defense has just been locked down tonight, and Michigan State hasn't tested the freshman keeper yet.
Certainly, and it's Nick Woodruff, who was the player down, who collided with Popovich. Woodruff is walking off under his own power now.
Always a good thing to see the player walk off on his own power.
Popovich as well got brief medical attention, but he immediately waved that off and said he was fine.
Yeah, seems like the referee's going to have Popovich come out as well, just for a precautionary checking on the head.
Chakadeli talking that over with the ref now. So Popovich and Nick Woodruff right along that midfield sideline now. Not sure if the plan is to hold them off for a bit or have them come back on. Doesn't look like either is going to be subbed out.
Yeah, it looks like the ref's going to, because there's a stoppage in play, both players had to come off, and the referee will single them on, as he is doing right now.
And here they come, going back to their positions in the field as Stone works it on the left flank for Michigan State. Gives to Nielsen, launches it downfield for Ogunwale, plays it off his feet, falls down, and then Usman is able to come in and get the ball. Usman tripped up, though, by Ogunwale, throws his hands up in despair before seeing that the ref has indeed whistled a penalty. And how about that? Usman riling the crowd up a bit.
Yeah, the student section coming out tonight.
Banging the drum right at near midfield. Certainly happy with the score as it is right now in the 34th minute. Michigan at 1-0, courtesy an early Nebojsa Popovich goal. Mohamed Zaiki up the left side, and a bit of action there, pushing Patrick Nielsen, who was shielding him off, prohibiting him from getting to that ball. And it'll be a goal kick for Michigan State. Morse taps it along the right flank to Nielsen. Nielsen launches it with his left hand. Ball contested in midfield, Mutatu and Samaku. Tejas has it, taps it towards Zaki. Does a nice job getting to it. A nice through ball, but perhaps not enough on it, and Woodruff knocks it away. Good to see Woodruff back in the action. Usman works up the left side now for Michigan. A bit of a break here. Usman inside. A cross trickled too far. Coming back to get it, though, is Reagan. A low-lying shot blocked by Nielsen. Samake now to Reagan in the left back. Ibarra. Now Harrison and Michigan in the 35th minute will calm things down here. Passing it around the defense. A defense that has been very solid tonight. The Spartans having just 2 shots. They have matched Michigan State's physicality. Popovich plays a beautiful ball for Hallahan along the right side. Sprints to the corner. He's able to keep it in bounds. Hallahan goes at Schwettenberg again. The two have been battling as they have all night. Hallahan gets around him. Hallahan in the box now. Moves up the right side. Hallahan launches it. Stone is able to block it. Hallahan now chips it in. It's headed away by Nielsen. Michigan looking to get it back here. Tejas with the header. Missing the kick. Attempted bicycle, it seemed like, is Usman. Michigan still contains possession. Zyke lofts it toward the middle of the net. Popovich looking to get a head on it. Couldn't. And clearing it away out of bounds for Michigan State is Woodruff. Good action there from Michigan near the Spartan net.
Yeah, how many times have we brought up Jack Hallahan tonight?
Hallahan doing all the work, and he finally got the best of Schwettenberg inside in what has been a joust down this right sideline. Michigan working the far left sideline, knocked away by State, but out of bounds too far, so it'll be a Wolverine throw-in near midfield along the left flank. Limping back to take it is Austin Schweik. Schweik was way up in the far left corner, taking a previous throw-in. Now has some more action, launches it in, it's kicked out by Woodruff. Michigan and Michigan State battling. Usman looking for the ball, but it's the Spartans who have it. Now Hallahan there with a strong contest in midfield, racing after the ball down. Stone gets it away. Schwettenberg, a nice 2-man game here with Pinrat. Schwettenberg up the left sideline. Perhaps the Spartans looking to get something here. Launches the ball toward the middle. It's Miller. Miller up the right sideline now. Ogunwale. Ogunwale working on Usman. Gets to the inside. Usman cuts him off nicely. Back to Nielsen in the center circle. Nielsen taps it along. Switching fields now is the Spartans. Stone's got it. Stone giving a bit of room. A good ball inside. Played nicely by Pinlot. Now the cross in by Schwettenberg. And it trickles away from Mark Ibarra. Back to Ogunwale for Michigan State. Ogunwale, a deep drive. And it's just over the net. A bit ambitious there by Ogunwale, but perhaps just keeping Owen Finnerty on his toes.
Yeah, the one thing that the Spartans have been doing really well tonight is they have remained patient in this hostile environment. They have their outside midfield wingers on both touchlines, so keeping the field open, trying to open up that midfield and get that tying goal here before halftime.
Freshman on freshman substitution here in the 37th minute for Michigan State. Out goes Connor George, in comes Gianni Ferry, the freshman out of Ontario. Michigan, meanwhile, plays the ball on their defensive back. It's Shamake exchanging passes with Jackson Reagan, who gives to Ibarra now toward the center circle, working his way along the right side. Along that right sideline now is Harrison. A burst of speed of it, crosses inside nicely. Played a bit too far, though, by Tejas, and Schwettenberg comes away with it for Michigan State. Now Miller, and a good, hard tackle by Ibarra. Here goes Popovich for Michigan, and he gets a shot, and he's going to go in on the left post. Nebosha Popovich, a low-lying shot right around the ground, and it sneaks past Hunter Morse. Nebosha Popovich's second goal of the night, and Michigan gets a huge one to extend the lead to 2-0 in the 38th minute.
Nebosha Popovich with his 10th goal of the year. Right there, that last play right there, he had 3 Spartans on him, but nobody was stepping, so just a miscommunication. And right on top of the 18, gets a shot on net. Goalie almost got it, but Nebosha just put too much power on it.
Exactly, and it all started with the hard tackle in midfield by Mark Ibarra, getting the possession back in Michigan's favor, and then Popovich, when there was seemingly no angle there, with his right foot, was able to tuck it just past the keeper along that left post. A beautiful goal by Popovich, and the Wolverines are now up 2-0.
The senior experience tonight has been huge for the Wolverines with Hallahan and Nebosha Popovich.
Certainly those two engineering the Michigan attack. Hallahan now on cue, heads it away out in the defensive area. Michigan State gets possession back. Ibarra and Zyke there. Now Hallahan works his way up the right sideline, a burst of speed. Running past the Spartan defense over midfield now, and the tap too far. Taps it out of bounds. It'll be a Spartan throw-in. Schwettenberg plays it in quickly. Perhaps Michigan State trying to get something here before the half. Now down 2 goals, staring down an imposing 2-0 deficit.
And they've had a good half so far. Just giving up those 2 goals to Nebosha Popovich have been the killer.
Popovich has been the difference along with Hallahan tonight. Woodruff on the right side for Michigan State plays it along the sideline. Touched nicely by Ogunwale. Loses it. And Michigan, Popovich plays it. They're going to rule a play on here. Popovich went flying to the ground. Zyke up the left side, launches it in, and nearly crossing it inside is Zyke. That was Usman along the left side, and then Zyke tried to get it off his left foot, perhaps the cross too hard. Another beautiful opportunity, though, for Michigan.
It was a great cross. You just got to get your hips over it, or the ball's going into the parking lot as it did.
And Morse was sprawling out, trying to grab that cross, and once he couldn't, the goal was really wide open for Mohamed Zyke, who just couldn't get his hips positioned, as Amir said, and as a result, too much power on that one. So it'll be a Spartan goal kick.
That could have been the dagger here. 3-0 going into halftime. That's a tough one to come from.
As if 2 goals isn't hard enough, 3 would have been nearly insurmountable for sure. On the right side, it's Stone who plays it back to his keeper, Morse, after the goal kick. Morse launches it downfield weakly, and it's Michigan who gets it. Popovich to Hallahan. Hallahan taps it around Stone. Hallahan gets it back. Beck fighting with him, and it's going to be a foul on Beck. And Jack Hallahan can't be underscored enough. Is just all over the place tonight for Michigan.
Yeah, he's been a stud tonight. Like the senior, with the Big Bear Trophy being here in Ann Arbor, he wants to keep it in Ann Arbor because last year it stayed in East Lansing, and he's going to do everything in his power to keep it here with the Wolverines.
And the Wolverines certainly playing like they want that Big Bear Trophy. Again, that's the trophy that the winner of these 2 teams get. Hallahan launches a kick in from the left side, tapped over the bar. A nice play by Hunter Morse. Good kick in by Hallahan again, though.
Couldn't really tell if he was trying to cross it in, hoping somebody get a head on it, or if that was just a shot on goal. But goalie played it safe and just hit it right out.
Ball really tailed on Hallahan there. There'll be a corner now for Michigan, and Hallahan is to take it in the right corner. A lot of white near the box. Hallahan launches it in and nearly getting his head on it, but missing now. Zyke off the right post with the shot with his left foot. Trickles out for Michigan. Chasing it down in the left corner is Jackson Regan. Gives to Ibarra, now to Swike. Swike along the right side. Jumping up for a header is Tellez. And it's knocked by Michigan State up the left side. Mutachu working nicely, splits the defense. But how about that? Popovich is there. And a foul is going to be called on Abdu Samake, who is incredulous. And not only is it a foul, it's going to be a yellow card.
Yeah, questionable yellow card right there by the ref. I didn't see too much, but he's the one in charge tonight.
That's right. Was fighting down there with Farid Mutachu off the counterattack from Michigan State. And again, though, on that Mohamed Zyke shot just right off that right post. Again, Michigan almost coming up with the dagger.
Just unlucky right there. The Spartans right now, with 4 minutes left in this half, are just hoping to go into the half being down only by 2 goals.
Usman now jets up the left side. Strong pressure by Ogunwale. Usman stays with it, a sliding tackle, and it'll be a Michigan throw-in as the ball goes out of bounds. But again, the Wolverines have had a ton of chances. They've converted 2 of them. Hunter Morse really being kept on his toes back in goal for the Spartans. Some late substitutions here in the 42nd minute.
Kevin Buka and number 16, Christian Pasilli.
Kevin Buka and Christian Pasilli in for Michigan.
Farouk Osman and 33, Nebosha Popovich.
Usman heads out, so does Popovich. Both players getting strong ovations, so Michigan's 2-time goal scorer tonight heads to the bench, presumably to rest for the rest of this half. Certainly well-deserved rest.
Get him a little break, and then hopefully Chakadele is looking to get him back in there to start and get that 3rd goal. And
so again, it's Kevin Buka, a midfielder, and Christian Pasilli, a forward, in for Michigan. The Wolverines have a throw-in along the left side. It's Swike to take it. Seems to be Michigan's throw-in specialist. The throw-in is headed out of bounds by Ogunwale for Michigan State. And so another throw-in for Swike. This one along the ground to Zakai. And he plays it out of bounds. So Ogunwale will have a throw-in. Ogunwale takes a bit of a spill along the track there, right in front of the fans. We've got 3 minutes left to play in this first half. Michigan up 2-0. The throw comes in, headed away nicely by Swike, who comes up a bit lame, trying to shake it off. The ball finds its way to Harrison along the right side, who runs into the Michigan State defense, launches across. Falling down up there, though, is Pulse. Now goes for the header, gives it to Hallahan. And Schwedenberg with a steal for Michigan State. The Spartans trying to get it out of their own end, and doing that is Stone, but plays it out of bounds. Not exactly what Michigan State wanted there.
yeah, not taking any risks in their defensive third right now.
Harrison will have the throw-in. And he's looking for Puselli. Puselli does a nice job warding off the Spartan defender. Zakai to Tellez, crossing it. Buka's there. Ogunwale playing him physically. Buka gives to Hallahan. Hallahan right in the middle of the field. Unleashes a shot too far. And wide of goal on the left side. Hallahan just keeping Michigan State on their toes, though.
Yeah, Hallahan, the only thing he's missing tonight is a goal. And the way he's playing right now, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets it in the second half.
He has controlled the ball along this right side a lot, feeding a lot of crosses inside the goal, really battling out there tonight in what could potentially be the seniors' final match here at U of M Soccer Stadium. The header by Samake off the goal kick to Hallahan, who heads it nicely, and jetting forward for a second is Polisi, but it's knocked away by Michigan State. A nice play defensively by Patrick Nielsen. Ogunwale now launches a ball up the field for Gianni Ferreri, the substitute who came on. It's knocked away by Michigan. It'll be a State throw-in. Miller's got it. Back to Ogunwale. Ferreri plays it. Has Swike on him, and Swike knocks it away. Buka now loses the ball momentarily. Swike just boots it away downfield. Just wanting to get that one out of here.
Yeah, both teams ready for halftime, it looks like.
Nielsen feeds Morse. Morse in the goal. Switches fields to the left side for Michigan State. It's Stone who's got it. Stone will give it back into Morse. 50 seconds to go in this first half. Morse to Nielsen. Nielsen on the right side now. Woodruff back to Nielsen. Tempo slowing dramatically here. Stone now on the left side. Looks to push a bit. Covered nicely by Puselli. Nielsen launches it. Shumake heads it away. Coming in for the header is Beck. Michigan State's got it. Perhaps a late chance here. We're at 20 seconds to go. Schwedenberg off the left side. Plays it toward the middle of the field. A nice give and go. Schwedenberg off the left side, but Samake's there to clear it away to find who else but Hallahan up this right side. Hallahan loses it for a second. The countdown is on. 10 seconds. Buka fights for it along the left side. The ball trickles its way. Headed by Michigan State. Samake shields up a defender, and we are at halftime. It's Michigan 2, Michigan State nothing. 2 goals courtesy of Nebojsa Popovic tonight. A strong effort all around in the first half for the Wolverines.
Yeah, nothing too much to say about the Wolverines other than they have been clicking on all cylinders tonight. On the offensive attack, Nebojsa Popovic has put in 2 goals, giving the Wolverines the lead. Midfield's been playing outstanding tonight. Defense tonight for the Wolverines has been the best I've seen them all year. With Joel Harrison, the captain right there, just the anchor, just shutting it down with having their own, with being the new goalie coming in tonight. He hasn't really been tested, but I'm curious to see how the momentum will be in the second half here. The Spartans, they've been, even though they're down 2-0 right now, they haven't played a bad game at all. They've been calm. They've been possessing the ball. It's just they haven't been able to create that opportunity in the final third. The one thing that I really like that they've been doing is their outside mids have been on the touchline, giving them the option to open up the field to look to get that cross in. But right now, the only thing that the Spartans are missing is creating that opportunity and testing the freshman goalie. Yeah.
And the big story coming in was Owen Finnerty's first collegiate start, and yet we haven't really seen much of Finnerty. The Spartans managing just 3 shots, none on goal, and credit has to be given to the Michigan defense and midfield for that. And so 2-0 is the score as we are in halftime between Michigan and Michigan State. The Wolverines with 8 shots to Michigan State's 3. Certainly a physical game. 7 fouls for the Spartans, 4 for the Wolverines. So Nebojsa Popovic again scoring twice for Michigan. 1 off an early corner. The ball trickled and laid in front of the goal where Popovic was fortuitously placed. And then the other Popovic with his right foot blasting it just by Hunter Morse for Michigan State off the left post. And I'm joined by Alex Drain here on what I guess is our halftime show. And Alex watched the whole game as well. And what did you see from Michigan in that first half, Alex?
Well, they really dictated play, and they limited Michigan State's chances. I mean, the 8-3 shot differential speaks to that, but also the 3-0 shots on goal. Michigan really had all the chances there in that first half. And, you know, we were at a women's soccer game last week against Rutgers where Michigan women's team dictated play, but really struggled in terms of converting that into goals and ended up getting shut out in a 1-0 loss. Tonight, the men's team is able to convert on some of those chances that they've gotten, and you know it's all a matter of lucky bounces. You look at that second goal where it's a turnover by Michigan State, and you know Michigan didn't waste any chances there. Got an ugly giveaway right in the offensive zone and put it in the back of the net, and that's what you asked for.
Certainly, you don't expect Michigan State to sort of give in to this match. The Spartans played physically with 7 fouls. They played hard, had a few opportunities, just couldn't muster any real shots on goal to challenge O'Infinity. What is Michigan State going to have to do, Alex, to sort of break through in this second half?
Well, it starts from sort of the bottom and working your way up. You have to be cleaner in your own end and cleaning up some of those turnovers that cause the issues. It's also a matter of playing cleaner. You look at the fouls, Michigan State committing 7 fouls in that first half, Michigan only committing 4, so that's another plus that Michigan has had in an advantage over MSU, and that's somewhere that Michigan State needs to start. It's been a tough season for the Spartans, only 3-9-3 on the year, but again, this is a rivalry game, and so you're going to have to come out more energized and more emotional. This is a favorable home crowd to the Wolverines, and so the Spartans are going to have to dig deep here, both physically and emotionally.
And Nebojša Pavlović, of course, scoring twice. This is his first game this year in which he has scored 2 goals. So congratulations to Nebojša, and he has been instrumental in Michigan's attack as he has been all season. But also, Popovich has a sidekick tonight, Jack Hallahan, the senior forward. How impressive has Hallahan been tonight working that right sideline?
Yeah, he's been real good running up and down the wing and has been great at setting up chances and through balls to the middle. And Michigan was able to score on a through ball from the other side. There was a corner kick on the left side that set up that first goal, and they've been able to use the field horizontally to set up opportunities and really make it easy on O'Infinity. When you play in that end the whole time, they've relaxed the defense, and again, that comes from strong midfield play in particular, and so Hallahan has been a big part of that.
It's got to be encouraging for Coach Shaka Daly that his Wolverines have come out much more aggressive, much more on point than last game against Wisconsin, where they largely came out flat, a 1-1 draw against the worst team in the Big Ten. And in terms of the bigger picture in this Big Ten standings right now, with only a few games left to play, entering the match, Michigan State was 4th, tied for 4th with Northwestern with 10 points, and Michigan in 6th place, just 1 point behind, can bump past the Spartans with a win tonight. And as of right now, they are well on their way to doing that.
Yeah, and that's really the important thing for Michigan is you can look at the overall records, Michigan above 500, MSU well below it, but in terms of the conference standings, Michigan State is ahead of Michigan in the conference table, and so this game can go a long way towards changing that. And as you get closer to the Big Ten tournament, I mean, again, this is right down to the end of the season. Only one more game to go in the regular season for Michigan. That's at Maryland on the weekend, so this is where you need to start really rounding into form and playing your sharpest as you go into postseason play.
And certainly in a rivalry game like this, all bets are really off. We see it in every sport. So even though the Spartans are 3-9-3 on the season and Michigan's 7-4-4, and you would expect the Wolverines to beat these Spartans, Michigan State was never going to be a pushover, and Michigan needed to come out aggressively, and they did just that.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, another factor for MSU is going to be using those substitutions well and being able to sort of mix up lineups and be able to find something that clicks. A lot of times if it's not rolling at first, then you just sort of switch things up and see what happens, and that comes down to strong managing as well.
The only substitution that head coach Damon Rensing made for Spartans in that first half was instituting Gianni Ferry, the freshman forward out of Windsor, Ontario for Michigan State, subbing out Connor George. It'll be interesting to see if and when Rensing makes some more substitutions here to try and unleash his offense that has really been stagnant so far tonight.
Well, and it's also important to remember that this is an MSU team that has struggled this season, but they're a very talented team. and a team that is used to success. You look back at last season, they were in really the Final Four, sort of the final stage of the NCAA soccer tournament. Had a great season, a great postseason run, so they know how to grind these games out. And a lot of the players on this team were still on that team last year, and so they're a team that has more experience winning late season games than Michigan has, quite frankly. Even though they have had some solid success under Chaka Daly in the past, so that is another plot line to watch, and that's some resilience as well.
And one of such players who was there on last year's team is junior midfielder Michael Miller. And whereas Michigan has been able to unleash and sort of get their leading point getter in Nebojsa Popovic going in that first half, Miller was held in check by the Michigan defense. Miller leads the Spartans with 7 points, 2 goals and 3 assists. So certainly Michigan State and Damon Rensing will need to get Miller going and find him some opportunities down in the Michigan end of the field if they have any semblance at coming back in this ball game.
Yeah, that's a good point as we continue this halftime show on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. And when you look at that, it's not just a matter of getting one particular guy going, it's changing the flow of the game. Because you look at, corners, Michigan 2, Michigan State 0. I mean, Michigan has dictated really every facet of this game. And so if you want to get one particular guy going, it really starts with just getting the whole team pulled around. And then once you start playing more in the offensive end, that's when you expect guys like Miller to start coming through and creating those opportunities and helping to finish on them as well.
And the Spartans spent a lot of time in that first half passing the ball around in their defensive half of the field. Jack Beck, Patrick Nielsen, Nick Woodruff, and even the goalkeeper Hunter Morse included on the exchange. Already staring down a 2-goal deficit, though. They're going to need as many opportunities and as much time in the offensive attacking end to create such opportunities and score such goals. So you wonder if the strategy shifts a bit for Damon Rensing and the Michigan State Spartans, if they try to be more aggressive and push the ball forward to Michael Miller, to Olu Ogunwale, and Alex Schredenberg, who were perhaps the most active players in the first half.
Yeah, and it's, again, you look at Michigan, we've talked a lot about how MSU has to sort of change things. If you're Michigan, you want to just come out and keep the foot on the gas, right? I mean, Michigan came out with a lot of energy. It took them about 10 minutes or so to get that first goal, but there was never a question that they were dictating play. And sometimes when you're protecting a lead, you have a tendency to just sort of sit back and accept that you've got the lead and just play defense. I think if Michigan really wants to win this game comfortably, you come out and you keep doing what you're doing, because the best way to prevent those chances for the opponent is just to hog possession in your offensive attacking end. So that is the interesting question at this point in time, and that's got to be the game plan moving forward.
And Michigan controlled possession in that first half, 54% to 46%. And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the efforts of Michigan's midfield. The midfield, of course, in soccer is always right in the middle of things when dictating possession and controlling the ball and getting chances. And the midfield has the job of both feeding and supporting the attacking end and supporting and getting back to help out defensively. And so tonight, Carlos Tellez, Derek Broche, Mark Ibarra, they've really been doing what they have been all season. Austin Zweig as well. And that has been much needed to help the offensive score 2 goals, the defense keep the shutout, and keep the pressure off Owen Finnerty in goal.
Yeah, and the midfield has been really good, and midfield dictates a lot in terms of play. And Mark Ibarra, a hometown guy, Ann Arbor local kid, is a big part of that. And Ibarra also a member of AFC Ann Arbor back in the day when I worked for that team. So a lot of Ann Arbor soccer fans know him for a number of reasons, and he's been strong tonight, as has all of the midfielders for this Michigan team. It's been a comprehensive team effort. Everyone's played well except probably Owen Finnerty, because he hasn't faced any shots on him. But you have to be happy if you're Chaka Daly, but there's still a full 45 minutes to play in the second half.
And if you missed the first half, or the action in the first half with those 2 goals, the first one was scored in the 10th minute off a corner kick from the left side by Mark Ibarra. The ball went to the far post. There was a scrum of Michigan attacking players and Michigan State defenders. Derek Broche, along with some Spartan defenders, got some feet on it, and then the ball found its way into Nebojsa Popovic, who was well positioned in front of the net and was able to tap it in along the right side. Popovic, his 9th goal on the year, and then in the 38th minute, Popovic was able to do it again. Mark Ibarra won a hard-fought tackle in the midfield, as he has done all half, and then passed to Popovic along the left midfield side, and Popovic, although there was seemingly no angle, was able to tuck a hard shot right past Hunter Morse, tugging that left post. And his 10th goal of the season, his 2nd goal of the game, his first multi-goal game of the season. And that's where we are right now at halftime, 2-0, Michigan on top.
Yeah, and again, it's all about big bounces that go your way and being able to capitalize on those. You know, you're always going to have luck and where the ball bounces, but Michigan got, a turnover to lead to the 2nd goal. They had the ball just kind of pinballing around in the box on the 1st goal off a corner, and so, as sometimes you just have to be able to take what you're given, and that's what Michigan was able to do really well there in that first half, and be able to not necessarily always create those chances, but when you get them, no matter how they arise, being able to finish on them.
And they've got 8 shots on the game, 3 on goal to 3 shots and 0 on goal for Michigan State. Again, they have yet to test Owen Finnerty, the freshman goalkeeper, who is playing in place of Andrew Verdi, the senior goalkeeper, who was out with an injury suffered in Thursday's match against Wisconsin. Finnerty's likely to be tested more in the second half, with the Spartans likely amping up their attack. We'll see if Finnerty can rise to the occasion.
Yeah, and obviously if you're MSU, you want to get balls on net. You want to test the young and inexperienced goaltender for Michigan, but they just haven't been able to really get close to doing so. And so again, it just all starts with switching play around and so on. You have any last thoughts before we switch it over?
Just for Michigan, it'll be interesting to see how the strategies on both sides actually change, how Michigan State ramps up the offensive attack and the aggression, and how Michigan is able to counter that by keeping the possession in their feet and defensively being able to thwart Michigan State's attack. And then I'd be interested to see how Owen Finnerty, presumably about to receive some more action in his goal, is able to perform.
Yeah, so that just about does it for us. And we will now hand it over for the second half of action. I'm Alex Drain and Jared Greenspan. We're giving it over now to Gretel Payne and Amir Bektas.
Welcome to the show, Gretel.
Thank you. All right, so we got Michigan State on the field. No sign of Michigan yet.
So kind of what were your thoughts here on the first half?
Looked pretty strong. I mean, came out on top, which is always a good thing in the first half. Starting out strong seems to be not what Michigan usually does. Seem to have taken a little different path this game, trying to get on top of their big rival Michigan State. Strong attack, obviously, from Popovic, just dominating with 2 goals. 2 shots, too, so 2 for 2. Michigan with 8 shots, whereas Michigan State only has 3. Jared mentioned this earlier, but Michigan goalie Finnerty not having to do much back there today so far. See if that changes this half.
Yeah, expect the Spartans to kind of add more of an offensive attack here. I think they were playing with 2 forwards right now, and they had their center mid who was playing attacking. I think he's going to be a little bit more greedy there to add that 3rd attacker onto these Wolverines, who have just been locked down on the defensive line and test the goalie, because, like you said, they've only been 2 shots, and they haven't really been that good of quality shots really on net.
Michigan playing across the whole field really well today, not just on offense. As you just said, some good defensive plays. Michigan just making their way onto the field right now as the clock runs out. Ybarra dragging a little, just meeting his teammates on the field right now. Little warm-up jogs. Michigan State out there a little bit longer. as we get into the second half here at Michigan.
Interesting move here by Shaka Daly, leaving Jack Callahan and Nebojsa Popovich out of the starting lineup for the second half here.
Yes, as two players who dominated the first half. Interesting move. We'll see if it plays off for the Wolverines. Maybe they're hoping to get some guys some more playing time, give them the chance to score, shake things up a little bit, keep Michigan State on their toes.
Yeah, I think he feels super comfortable with the way the team was playing the whole first half. It wasn't just Jack Callahan and Nebojsa Popovich. It's a team effort, and the team just was playing lights out the first half, and they've been known to be a second half team, so look for the Wolverines to kind of play heavy on the offensive attack, getting that 3-0 lead, and then kind of relaxing and just possessing the ball and running the clock out.
All right. About to start the second half right here. Zaki kicking the ball back. Swage kicking it forward up to number 10, Osman. Out of bounds, Michigan State ball. Throws in, headed up by Swage, who ends up with the ball and kicks it right out of bounds, Michigan State ball. Throws it in. Mutatu with the ball, running after it, out of bounds.
Yeah,
Another Michigan State.
Yeah, the Spartans are coming out really quick right now, looking for that quick goal.
I think we've seen more Michigan State on the Michigan side this half than we saw the first half. And it is going to be a goal kick by Finnerty. One of the first times he's had the ball this whole game. Number 23, Yabara passes it over to the right side. Back to Yabara. Taking his time, passing it back to the right side. Forward to Yabara, who kicks it immediately out of bounds. Michigan State ball.
Yeah, the next couple of minutes will be crucial because it looks like the Wolverines are on their heels just a little bit.
Michigan with the ball, quickly turned over to Michigan State. Beck passes it forward to no one. Finnerty with the ball, passing it forward to Swage. Michigan player slipped up a little bit. That was Pulselli. Ball back to Michigan State, who is passing doing a little passing back there.
Yeah, just looking to get into their form, kind of get Michigan out of position and then strike.
Michigan State with the ball over on the left side. Michigan quickly getting it back and quickly turning it back over. Ball is currently on the left side of the field. Now we pass it back to number 4, Woodruff, who quickly passes it, and it's taken away by Michigan pretty quickly. Rajan with the ball, passing it back to Finnerty, who kicks it straight out of bounds. Michigan State ball. It's going to be taken by Ognwale, who quickly passes it in to number 3, Nielsen. Michigan State seeming to dominate this half already, passing it forward.
Yeah, the way the game's flowing right now, I wouldn't be too surprised to start seeing Jack Callahan starting to warm up and go up to half.
There is a quick foul there by one of the Michigan players, so Michigan State gets the ball. There's a shot on goal, quickly blocked by the Michigan players. Passing it back to the back, Stone passes it to Nielsen, who passes it to Woodruff, taking his time, trying to find a player. Passes it right to a Michigan player who heads it up. Number 25, Rajan, trying to get that ball out of there. Ball passed over by the Michigan players, kicking it way forward. Number 16, Pulselli trying to race forward to get it. Just missing it. Shot. Ooh. A Michigan player just ran straight into Morse. The goalie for the Michigan State team seems to be getting up slowly.
Yeah, Morse looks like a football player out there. Just was a solid brick wall as Muhammad just bounced off of him.
Some words between the Michigan State players right there. Again, tensions running high for the trophy that is at stake tonight. Morse taking his time, finding someone to pass to. Trying to pump up his team, throwing his hands in the air, trying to get them to go back, get on the attack. A little bit of frustration there between Morse and Woodruff. Morse with the pass. Straight out of bounds by a Michigan player, and it is Michigan State ball. Number 14, Ogunwale, passes it in. Quick header out of bounds by a Michigan player. Ogunwale back with the ball, passes it to Woodruff. Off the foot of Michigan, Pulselli, Michigan State ball. A little bit of passing around between the Michigan State players. Gets over to Woodruff on the right side of the field, or left side, depending which way you're looking. Over back to Morse, who passes it forward. Number 3, Nielsen, passing it over to number 5, Pimlott. Back to Nielsen. Number 18, Miller, dribbling it forward, passing it out of bounds. Michigan back with the ball. Michigan State quickly getting it back. Number 18, Miller, trying to push forward. Throws it in straight off of a Michigan player, and it's Michigan State ball right again. Another quick kick out of bounds by Ybarra.
Really impressed with the way Michigan State has came out in the second half right now.
Michigan State taking a huge attack right now. Big miss right there by number 9, Zaki, to get it out of the Michigan territory. Michigan State with the ball. Number 4, Woodruff, passing it over. Back to Woodruff, takes his time with the ball, passes it forward, right off of a Michigan State player, number 11, Ferry.
Yeah, lots of young and inexperienced players here for the Spartans who have been dealing with quite a few injuries this year. It says a lot about their program that they can have the young guys step in and still keep the momentum similar to what it was last year when they had their Final Four run.
Ball coming back in for Michigan State. Quickly goes to Zaki, who is met by 3 Michigan State defenders. Over to number 10, Osman, who quickly passes it over. Who passes it breakaway by Michigan, number 19, Buka, who is saying playing time for the first. Well, he came in at the end of the last half, seeing more playing time today.
Yeah, came in with about 3 minutes left in the second half, and then, or the first half, sorry, and then starting the second half out here.
Ball's over on the Michigan end. Harrison quickly loses it, and it's Michigan State ball.
Right now, the Wolverines look a little bit too comfortable with a 2-0 lead, and that could change really quickly the way the Spartans have came out this first or second half.
Playing back on their heels a little bit. Michigan State ball passes it forward to number 9, Mutatu, who quickly loses it. Over to number 10, Osman, Michigan ball. Passing it forward straight into the head of number 14, Agunwale on Michigan State. Michigan State ball. Number 18, Miller taking it, passing it back to Nielsen in the middle of the backfield. Michigan almost getting the ball, but there, Shetterenberg just holding on to it. Nielsen back with the ball, passes it back to Morse, passing it forward to number 4, Woodruff. Number 16, Pulselli for Michigan is back there trying to take the ball away. Can't quite do it. Ball is quickly passed to Beck, who passes it forward to number 14, Ogunwale, who passes it to number 2, Beck. Passing it back to Nielsen in the middle, who passes it back to Woodruff. A lot of passing back today for this Michigan State team, trying to take their time. Almost a goal made by number 9, Michigan State, Mutatu, right off the goal post.
A really dangerous ball played into the top of the 18 as the Spartan takes a shot, and Michigan got lucky right there with the ball bouncing right off the post as the Spartans earned their first corner kick of the second half.
Finnerty not even moving to try to block that one.
I think it took a deflection off of Wolverine.
The kick is in, quickly butted out. Foul on Michigan State. It's going to be Michigan's ball. Finnerty going to take the kick.
Yeah, the captain for Michigan, Osman, getting his teammates back to normal, kind of getting them to settle in, because right now the Wolverines look a little bit lost as those Spartans have came out just looking for that goal with the mindset of the game still being 0-0.
Michigan having to change their attack mode a little bit different this second half. Ball quickly goes to Michigan State. Woodruff passes it forward. Finnerty coming up and saving a ball way out of the goal box. Smart play by Finnerty there. Puts his body around the ball, passes it back to number 7, Brocchi, who then passes it to number 10, Umar. Michigan State kicking it back, trying to get it out of bounds, not quite. Header by number 12, Swake, not doing much. Number 25, Rajan, passing it back to Finnerty. He's now going to take his time throwing the ball to one of his teammates. Buka with the ball. Umar passing it to Yabara, who passes it back to Umar. Michigan with the ball, quickly trying to get away. Nice deflection by Morris at the goal. I would say about 2 or 3 shots by Michigan right there, but Michigan State players playing that defense. Morris making a great save right there, just punching the ball out.
Great opportunity for the Wolverines, very similar to that first goal when Nebosha Popovich scored.
Yes, Morris seemed to be taking a better approach to the second half. Foul on Michigan State. It's going to be Michigan's ball. Number 10, Osman, trying to get his team forward. It's going to be Ybarra.
Yeah, we've got a free kick about, I'd say about 40 yards out. Team lining up on the 18, looking to get that cross in.
Number 9, Mutatu, standing right in front of Ybarra.
If the Wolverines are able to capitalize right here, man, 3-0 is a difficult one to come back down from.
And it is no good. Michigan State quickly gets it out of there, trying to break away. Michigan taking it back. And again, Michigan State ball. Back to Michigan. And back to Michigan State. It's a back and forth game, it seems, this half. Again, a more aggressive Michigan State. And it goes to number 23, Ybarra, who tries to pass it up to number 16, Puselli, though it does not end up working. Michigan State with the ball on the Michigan side. Number 9, Mutatu, just kicked it out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be a Michigan ball. Number 12, Swake, is going to throw it in for Michigan. It's a head up by number 14, Ogunwale. A little bit of fight over whose ball it is, but it is once again going to be Michigan ball. Schwake is back taking the ball, throwing it in. Throws it straight to number 16.
As we're at the hour mark here, it looks like the Wolverines are slowly starting to settle into the second half as the Spartans have came out right out of the gate looking to get that first goal of the game as the Wolverines lead 2-0 with 30 minutes left in the second half.
Michigan having to respond to an aggressive MSU team right here. Schwake throws it in. Ball quickly goes to number 23, Ybarra, back to Schwake, who kicks it forward to number 16, Pulselli. A lot of passing around by the Michigan team. Looks like Tellez is passing it forward to number 9, Zaki. Ball out on Michigan State player. Some of the Michigan fans calling for a penalty right there. There is no penalty called.
Yeah, the Ultras had a different opinion on that one, but it just looks like he lost his footing as the ball rolled out of bounds.
Ball back in for Michigan. Shot slightly missed just to the left by number 16, Pulselli.
Yeah, and as expected here, we're 15 minutes into the second half, and Nebojsa Popovich is coming back in. Shaka Daly probably not too happy with what's going on with the offensive attack and just looking to get that third goal right now because 2-1, it's a good lead, but the way the Spartans have been playing right now, the only thing that they're missing is just finishing in that final third.
As you said, Popovich back in. Michigan trying to take the offensive approach once again. Morse with the ball, kicking it to the middle of the field. Players quickly dispersing. Header off of number 5, Samaki. Finnerty comes up and quickly punts it to the other side, straight back to Morse.
Yeah, Finnerty's kind of been involved in the second half, and Shaka Daly wishes that wasn't going on right now.
Which is why Popovich is back in. Trying to take more of an offensive approach once again this second half. Number 4, Woodruff with the ball, punting it forward. Straight into the head of a Michigan player. It is a Michigan State ball. Number 14, Ogunwale, passes it in. Michigan State slowly fighting over the ball again. It's once again Michigan State's ball. Woodruff. Woodruff is not going to take it. It's Onuguale again who's going to throw it in. Number 5, Pimlott passes it over to the left side, trying to pass it forward to number 10. There's a foul on a Michigan player. Michigan State ball. Getting ready to kick it. Looks like number 2, Beck. Michigan lining up. Big kick by Beck. And a great save by Finnerty right there to jump up over the heads of all the players and catch that ball.
Yeah, dangerous ball into the box, just nobody there. It was Finnerty went up and got it.
Finnerty passes it over to Osman. Aggressive hit by a Michigan player right there means Michigan State ball. Michigan State kicking it a little too quickly. Timeout on the field while a player has to tie his shoe.
Yeah, it looks like tensions are kind of flaring up for the Wolverines as they've had this shaky second half start. Just a great first half, and it looks like, as expected, Jack Callahan's about to check back into this game to kind of ease the Wolverines back into their plan right now, but
Michigan player taking his time tying his shoe right now.
I think we're on the triple knot right now.
Ref coming over to see if he needs some help. Oh, it seems his entire shoe came off. Has to put it back on. That's how aggressively this Michigan team is playing right now. Shoes are flying off left and right.
Shoes are flying.
That was number 6, Tejas. Michigan State with the ball. Number 2, Beck, passing it quickly to number 5, Pimlott, who passes it over to Woodruff. Number 14 tripped up a little, over to Michigan. Osman with the ball, who passes it back over to number 6, Tejas. Foul called on Michigan State. It'll be Michigan ball.
Yeah, hard tackle there by the Spartans as Osman just loses his feet.
That was a foul on MSU's Pimlott.
Looks like we got Jackson Reagan taking the free kick here on his own half.
Reagan setting up to kick. Passes it to number 23, Ybarra, who quickly passes it over to Samaki. And it's back to Ybarra, who punts it forward, trying to find someone there. Osman racing to the ball. Just kicking it out of bounds, so it is Michigan State ball.
Returning for Michigan is number 11, Jack Hallahan.
Now Jack Hallahan going back in the game. Hallahan and Popovich both coming back in this half. Michigan trying to get another goal up on the board, trying to make it a little bit easier for Finnerty so he doesn't have to worry as much. Ball with Zaki, who tries to slowly get it away. Morris barely tips that ball away. That was a close one for Michigan. Morris getting a little frustrated with his players, trying to get them to come back and help him up.
Great footwork by Muhammad Zaki.
Just a small miss right there for Michigan. Number 5, Samaki, punting it forward. Out of bounds, it will be a Michigan State ball. Ball is with Beck, who punts it forward. Responded by a Michigan header. Zaki trying to get the ball, trying to get a breakaway. Hallahan just saving that ball from going out of bounds. Trying to pass it forward to number 23, Ybarra, but having it deflect off of a Michigan State player. It will be a Michigan corner kick.
Yeah, Hallahan hasn't really lost any of his momentum here in the second half.
Hallahan with the corner kick. Getting set up, waiting for everyone to go in. Here's a kick. It is a header out by a Michigan player. Passes it back to number 5. Oh, right off of the goal post. Number 5, Samaki, with almost a beautiful shot, but just right off the post there.
Yeah, how many times have the Wolverines tonight just been unlucky in the final third? Just balls bouncing off the post right there.
Just small adjustments need to be made by the Michigan players right here. Just a couple of really close misses as the ball goes to Ogunwale, who punts it forward, responded to with a header by Rajan. Number 3, Nielsen, passing it back to Woodruff. Now it's Beck with the ball, who punts it forward. No one there. Michigan with the ball, trying to push it forward, breaking away from the Michigan players. Hallahan tries to go forward and is fouled by a Michigan State player, so it will be Michigan ball.
That's the 10th foul on the Spartans here. Very physical game.
As you would expect from two big rival teams. It's number 12, Swach, pushing it forward to number 10. Almost a goal right there by Michigan, just barely blocked by a Michigan State player, who passes it back to number 25, Rajan, who passes it over to Harrison. Back forward to Hallahan, taking his time, trying to find someone open. Back to Rajan, who punts it forward to number 10, Osman, trying to get a breakaway. Slightly off target. Ball is back to Michigan State, but is then hit off of a Michigan State player.
As we're in the 70th minute of this game, the Wolverines are up 2-0, and the two subs of Jack Hallahan and Abosha Popovich really have allowed this Michigan Wolverines team to settle in the second half as they look to get that third goal to kind of seal this win tonight against the Spartans.
Michigan with the ball, Schwake punting it forward, trying to find a Michigan player, headed up by Michigan State. Number 14, Onuguale, tries to pass it back, but it goes back to the Michigan State player. Number 23, Ybarra has it. Passes it to an open number 9. And it is just kicked on the outside of the goal by number 9, Zaki. That is Zaki's 5th shot on goal with 0 scores.
Yeah, the last 5 minutes, the Wolverines have been creating a ton of opportunities, but it doesn't matter if you aren't able to put it in the back of the net and put it on the scoreboard.
Already 5 shots this second half by the Michigan team as Morse sets up to kick it to the middle. Ball off the head of a Michigan player to a Michigan State player to number 10, Osman. Number 12, Swakey, passing it forward. Off of a Michigan State player. Michigan ball. Right on the left side of the field. Schwakey taking his time, jogging up there to get that ball.
Yeah, no hurry right now as the Wolverines are up 2-0 over the Spartans.
Michigan trying to position themselves to get ahead here. Schwakey trying to find an open player. Ends up trying to pass it to number 23, Ybarra. Michigan State ball. It is going to be right near the corner, but it will be a toss-in.
Number 9, Farah Mutatu, replacing 13, Connor George.
Mutatu out for MSU. Connor George.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Michigan State's looking to get that same spark they had out of George against Ohio State last week.
Michigan State trying to take the offensive. Nielsen with the ball, trying to pass it, and it is Hallahan with the ball, but just misses it, just to the left of the goal. If it had been a couple inches over, it would have been perfect because the goalie was nowhere near there.
Yeah, an unfortunate turnover there by the Spartans, and Jack Hallahan looked to capitalize, but like you said, just a little bit missed.
Number 7, Brokey in for, I believe, number 9, Zachy.
Yeah, and the Wolverines are back to their normal starters that they had that started out the beginning of this game.
Morse once again with the ball. Quick header by Michigan State. Michigan trying to get it back. Goes over to Finnerty. Number 9, Mutatu. Number 12, Swake, passing it forward. But out of bounds, it will be a Michigan State ball.
With just under 17 minutes left, it looks like the Ultras have woken up and they feel like they need to be the 12th man of the
Hand back, trying to get the ball. Michigan State ends up with it. Michigan State with the ball. It'll be Beck, who passes it over to Woodruff. Number 10, Osmond, applying the pressure, passes it back. Now number 12, Swage, has the ball once again. Passes it forward to number 33, Popovic. Interesting slide tackle right there, not called by the ref though.
Yeah, dangerous slide here in the box. Don't really want to give up a PK when you're down 2-0.
It was made by number 3, Nielsen. Nonetheless, it will be Michigan ball off the corner. Number 23, Ybarra, taking the kick. Over from the left corner, Michigan lining up. Ybarra trying to get Osmond forward, preparing for the kick. Michigan State quickly getting out of it, passing it to Hallahan, who just kicks it over the goal. A little bit too high for Hallahan tonight.
Yeah, the Spartans have really been struggling getting the ball out of their box, which has led to the goal earlier, the first goal of the game by Nebojsa Popovic, where the ball was just ping-ponging off players, and Popovic was in the right spot at the right time. And yeah, the Spartans are just struggling right now to get the ball out of their own box.
Morse once again with the ball. He seems to be having a lot of action this half. Kicks it forward. Off the head of a Michigan State player. Number 9, Mutatu, trying to keep it in. Mutatu with the throw-in to number 14, Ogunwale. Back to Mutatu. Swake getting the ball back, passing it to Osman. Now back to number 14, Ogunwale. Now back with Nielsen, who passes it back to Morse. Calling his team forward, passes it over to Woodruff. It's now back with Morse.
At this point in the game, when you're in the 77th minute right now, if the Spartans have any hope of getting back into this game, and if at all winning it, they have to get a goal here within the next 5 minutes if they want to have any chance.
Ball is with Harrison, who's trying to get it forward, stolen by Michigan State. Foul called on a Michigan State player. Michigan State fans not happy about that one.
Yeah, just an unfortunate slide, and he got the Wolverine with him.
Number 5, Samaki, passing it over. Hallahan with the ball, quickly fouled.
Yeah, those extracurricular activities right there when Hallahan was on the ground during that Michigan State Spartan player.
And there'll be a yellow card, though it looks like there are some words
Yeah, the referee's
at
warning
the
him.
referee.
Yeah, the referee's warning him right now to calm down or else he's going to be exiting
That
this
is
game.
a foul on Mutatu.
The yellow card is issued to Michigan State's number 8, Alex Sternberg.
Sorry, correction on Alex Sterenberg. Mutatu had the foul on the earlier play. Harrison passing it forward to Hallahan, quickly off of the legs of Sterenberg. Hallahan trying to get the ball. Another Michigan ball off the legs of the Michigan State. It looks like Harrison is forward, trying to pass it in. Looking for an open player. Passes it to Hallahan, who's a little tripped up by the MSU player. Quickly goes over to number 10, Osman. To number 7, Brokey. Back to Osman, trying to get around those Michigan State players. Foul on Michigan State. It'll be a Michigan free kick.
At the 79th minute in the game, the Wolverines are up 2-0 over the Michigan State Spartans and looking to get that third goal right now as they are about 20 yards out. Very dangerous ball if you're able to get it on the PK spot.
And it will be Swike with the ball. Looking for an opening. Ref is talking to one of the MSU players, making sure he is behind the line. Swake setting up, kicking it, and getting just hit out by Morse, though kept in by the Michigan players. It is over to Hallahan, who punts it forward, trying to get it to number 6, Tejas. Michigan State ending up with the ball. Morse punting it forward to number 9, Mutatu. A lot of headers happening off the head of number 25, Rajan. Back to MSU. Harrison trying to take it away, but having it end up back with MSU. No foul called on Michigan. MSU fans a little angry with that one. Harrison passing it forward, but straight to the Michigan State player, Beck. Passing it back to Morse. Morse trying to take his time. Goes to Nielsen, who passes it back to Beck. Off the legs of Hallahan, Michigan State ball. Throwing it into Mutatu. Mutatu pushing it forward. Trying to get the ball into the Michigan box. Passing it over to number 2, Beck. It goes back to Michigan players.
Spartans really struggling to get anything on the offensive attack, which it's difficult when you have 3 Michigan Wolverines swarming you.
Michigan going more on the offense. Michigan State quickly getting it back. Mutatu racing to get the ball, just gets it. Mutatu a little tripped up, so is the Michigan player over there. But the foul is awarded to MSU, so it will be Michigan's ball. Looks like that was Hallahan who was tripped up a little right there.
Yeah, foul number 15 on the Spartans compared to 8 on the Wolverines.
Sorry, that was number 4, Harrison, who was tripped up a little.
Looks like the referee has caught on to the Wolverines' tactic of slowing the game down as he stops the clock here until the ball gets played.
Samaki kicking the ball forward, trying to find a Wolverine. MSU getting the ball back, but the ball back to Samaki. Now over with Swike. Passing it forward to Pavlovich, who just misses it. It will be MSU ball. Number 14, Ogunwale throwing it in. It goes straight to Swike. Number 10, Osmond trying to stop it from going out, but it will go out, and it is MSU's ball. Again, Ogunwale throwing it in to Mutatu, who passes it forward to number 13, George, who gets tripped up, and it will go to Finnerty. Punting it forward, trying to find a Wolverine to respond. Number 7, Brokchi kicks it straight up in the air, trying to find a player to land on. MSU with the ball. Sliding kick by Michigan. It'll be Michigan State's ball. Number 6, Tejas there
Returning for Michigan State is number
with
11,
the tackle.
Ferry, replacing 4, Nick Woodruff.
Substitution for Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan State adding number 11, Gianni Ferrari, forward out of Ontario, looking to get that attack as we are less than 8 minutes left in this half.
Michigan State trying to throw things up. Mutatu just loses the ball. Quickly goes back to Michigan State. But no one is there. Mutatu with the shot, but very, very wide.
Yeah, dangerous shot there by the Spartans as the Wolverines really had their first miscommunication of the second half.
It looks like it went off a Michigan player, so it will be Michigan State's ball. Not a corner, but a throw in. Number 14, Ogunwale trying to get the ball. Once again out. Another Michigan State ball. Throws it in to number 2, Beck, who tries to pass it forward. Back to Ogunwale, close to the Michigan goal, but Finnerty is right there, catches the ball. Pretty much a straight shot to Finnerty right there.
Yeah, not the most dangerous ball there by the Spartans.
Finnerty having his team move back, hoping to get more of an offensive approach right here, try to give themselves a little bit more wiggle room. Quickly back to Michigan State, though. Mutatu with the ball with a sliding tackle. Close save by Michigan right there, trying to get the ball called for them. They will call it a Michigan ball.
As we've reached the 85th minute of this game, the Wolverines are still up 2-0 over the in-state rivals, Michigan State Spartans.
Hallahan with the ball, trying to break away from the Michigan State players, passing it over to Popovich, who takes a shot straight to Morse.
Yeah, he really wanted that one. He wanted to get that hat trick tonight to seal the deal for the Wolverines.
Unfortunately, it went straight into the hands of MSU goalie Morse.
I don't think he really wanted to shoot that because he had he was looking to get it back to Callahan to kind of get his first goal tonight.
Morse with the ball, trying to find an MSU player to pass it to, punting it forward. Headed up by number 23, Ibarra, but back to the Michigan State. Stone punts it forward for MSU, but it goes back to number 3, Nielsen, who passes it over to Beck. Foul on Beck. It looked like a handball from here.
Yeah, just a little bit close right there as we see the replay, just right off the top of his hand. Very, very close to his shoulder blade.
Very unlucky for MSU right there. Big play for Michigan. Hallahan with the ball, trying to get around Mutatu, who gets tripped up. Hallahan with some good footwork, but it is back over to MSU. Mutatu with the ball, trying to get an open shot. Over to the left side, trying to find a Michigan State player. No one is there.
Adding that third attacker has really opened up this game, and the Spartans have been creating multiple opportunities here in the past few minutes.
Stone punting it forward. No one is there. Finnerty with a save. Almost looked like Finnerty got tripped up a little bit there, but seemed to put his body in front of the ball. No one was behind him. So Finnerty with the ball now, looking for a Wolverine to throw it to. Punting it forward very high up in the air, trying to get it to Hallahan. Going right behind Hallahan, who sits back. Michigan State with the ball. Passing it forward, responded by number 6, Tejas. Hallahan trying to get the ball away from 2 Michigan State defenders and does, trying to find an opening, passes it back to Harrison, who passes it forward. No offside called right there. No foul called either.
Yeah, referee having none of that.
Harrison with the ball. Now back to Ybarra, who passes it forward to Hallahan. On the right corner, trying to get around the players, trying to find someone open. It goes back to Rajan, who passes it to Harrison.
Yeah, with 2:20 left in the game, the Wolverines not looking to score at all right now. Just looking to possess the ball, control this game.
Foul on MSU. It will be Michigan's ball. A little bit before the halfway line.
As we're under 2 minutes left in this game, the Wolverines are up 2-0 over the Michigan State Spartans.
Tejas will take the kick, pass it over to the right side to Hallahan, who can't do anything with 2 Michigan State defenders. Michigan State has the ball. It'll go over to number 14, Ogunwale, who passes it back to Stone, who passes it to Nielsen.
Yeah, the Wolverines don't care right now. Let the Spartans play with the ball in their own third as we have 1:22 left in the second half.
Morse punting it forward, trying to get MSU a goal. Michigan ball, though. Popovich trying to get it away, but it goes to number 2, Beck, who passes it to Nielsen. MSU with the ball. Quickly overturned to Michigan.
As we are 1 minute left in the second half.
Brokey trying to pass it forward to Popovich.
The Ultras can sense the Big Bear Trophy coming back to Ann Arbor tonight.
Number 7, Brokey, trying to race to get that ball, just keeping it in. Trying to get it somewhere. Getting pushed a little by a Michigan State player, but no foul called. It will be a Michigan ball, passes it in to Hallahan. He's trying to find an opening, takes a shot, but is quickly saved by Morse. That was a pretty easy save right there from Morse. With 13 seconds left in the game, it seems like Michigan will take this one home. With seconds left, both teams are starting to walk on the field. And that is it, folks. Michigan 2, Michigan State 0, as the Michigan fans storm the field to celebrate with the Michigan soccer team because the trophy is staying in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, just a great game by the Wolverines tonight. That first half really led them to victory. What can I say? Coming in tonight with having Verity be out at their starting goalie who's been locked down this whole entire year, and having the freshman Owen Fernidi stepping up really was huge for the Wolverines, and credit to his defensive line. Joel Harrison was huge tonight in preventing any shots on the goal, really.
The Michigan State team holding up this trophy. Michigan having a great game today with 16 shots on goal compared to Michigan State's 6. As you said, Finnerty having a great game, not having to do much this game, but what he did have to do, he did well. As a freshman goalie who has not played much, if at all, this season.
Yeah, as we kind of go back to the first half, the game started out really, it could have gone either way, right? The Spartans and the Wolverines were going back and forth, and I think it was 10 minutes in, off a corner kick, the ball was ping-ponging off players,
in the Spartans box, and Nebojsa Popovich was just in the right space at the right time to finish the game, or to finish the goal. And then the second goal was just Popovich again striking from the top of the 18 with 3 Michigan State Spartans on him, nobody communicating, and he takes a shot. When you're one of the best leading scorers in the Big Ten, you're dangerous at the top of the box, right? Any shots by him, it's going to be on net. And that was what sealed the deal for the Wolverines tonight. The second half was kind of shaky compared to the first half, as Shaka Daly left Jack Callahan, who in my opinion was the MVP for tonight's game. He was all over the place. When he was out to start the second half, the Wolverines looked very lost, very lost. The Spartans were coming out with the mentality that the game was 0-0. That's how you want to play every game. They did not count themselves out. And then as soon as the duo of Callahan and Popovich came back, the Michigan Wolverines settled back into this game and created multiple opportunities. Just a couple shots off the post, and the Wolverines probably could have won this game 5-0. I'm sure Shaka Daly in his post-game interview is going to talk about how they did not finish all their opportunities. But a win's a win tonight, right? The Big Bear stays in Ann Arbor after it was in East Lansing tonight. The Wolverines were able to pull off the 2-0 win tonight.
As you said, Popovic with 2 goals, the only 2 Michigan goals, with assists from Ybarra and that first goal by Brokey.
Yeah, it was a good game by the Wolverines, but the Spartans, they, coming off of their tremendous postseason run last year, had a lot of injuries this year that really hurt them, but they played a really good game. I was really impressed with the underclassmen stepping up in roles that they aren't used to. They just a couple of opportunities that they couldn't finish, and this game ends in a different score. We're probably looking at a 2-2 tie going to overtime, but credit to the Wolverines tonight. Joel Harrison was locked down. The anchor, the center back, the captain of this team was not going to let the Spartans come in to Ann Arbor and really steal one from the Wolverines, who played a great game from beginning to end, other than that little bit of a shaky start in the second half.
Very aggressive game by both teams, too. 17 fouls on Michigan State, 8 on Michigan. Both came out here to play today, play aggressive, with Michigan singing their fight song with the Bear Trophy right in front of them.
Yeah, I believe a couple weeks ago when the Wolverines took on the Western Michigan Broncos, seeing the Broncos, another in-state rival, celebrate on their home field really ticked off these Wolverines. As I was leaving the stadium, the Wolverines stood on the field, went into the corner, and kind of just talked for a little bit. I think that helped them in tonight's game with another in-state rival, where they were simply not going to let somebody that they probably grew up playing against in club soccer in high school beat them at the collegiate level tonight.